The Doll That Followed Me Home. The Curse of Annora. Before you watch this, I need to warn you. The doll you're about to hear about is still missing, and if you hear a knocking sound while watching this, don't open your door. Some people say Annora chooses her next home through screens. Tonight you'll hear the true story of how I found her, how she destroyed everything I loved, and how she's still out there, somewhere. I wasn't supposed to be in that house. It was the old Marrowfield orphanage, abandoned for years on the edge of Loom Ridge. My cousin Daniel and I were urban explorers. We liked the thrill of dark places, forgotten buildings, hidden secrets. But that night felt different. The place smelled like mold and rust. The walls were covered with peeling wallpaper, children's drawings, and claw marks. Deep ones, Daniel joked. Probably raccoons. But nothing about that building felt funny. It felt like the walls were listening. At the end of the hallway, we found a locked door. A metal tag read, "Room 13, do not enter." We entered anyway. Inside was a single wooden chair, a tiny table, and a porcelain doll sitting upright. Her cheeks were cracked, her white dress was faded, and her eyes looked strangely wet, like she had just been crying. Daniel laughed. "Creepy, but valuable. You could sell this." I don't know why, but I reached out and lifted the doll. The moment I touched her, the lights flickered, the temperature dropped, and a whisper slid across the back of my neck. "Don't take her." I turned around. No one. I should have left her there, but I didn't. I put the doll in my backpack and walked out. From that moment, the curse began. That night, I got home late. At 2:17 a.m., I heard something moving in my room. Light footsteps, like a child's. My closet door creaked open by itself. I turned on the lamp. The doll was sitting on my desk. I swear I left her in my backpack downstairs. I didn't sleep. The next morning, my mom said she heard a girl singing outside my room at around 3 a.m. A soft, high-pitched humming. But I lived alone. My parents died years ago. That night I heard whispering again. "You took me. Now I stay. Don't leave me alone." The voice wasn't coming from the room. It was coming from the doll. Annora's head slowly turned toward me. Her cracked lips curled into a tiny smile. And then she fell over, as if something pushed her. Over the next few days, things escalated. Objects moved by themselves, doors slammed, lights flickered. At night, I woke to the sound of tiny footsteps circling my bed. One morning, I found my bedroom door covered in scratches. Not deep enough to be an animal. Small. Fingernail-sized. Hundreds of them. Daniel came back to check on me. When he saw the doll, he frowned. "Dude." Her eyes changed. Weren't they blue? I looked. They were now nearly black. The doll's head snapped toward Daniel. He jumped back. That night, Daniel called me screaming. "She was in my house. She was standing in my hallway." But the doll was with me, sitting on my couch. Whatever haunted her could be in more than one place. I needed answers. I returned to the orphanage alone. In room 13, I found a folder labeled Patient Annora W. The notes were disturbing. Annora shows signs of extreme attachment disorder. She claims the doll speaks to her. Do not separate them. Violent reactions observed. The final entry read, Annora attempted to harm the other children. Doll confiscated. Annora died the same night. A photo was attached. A little girl with empty eyes holding the same doll. The doll wasn't haunted. It was Annora. I rushed home. The house was freezing. The doll was gone. My bedroom door creaked open. Tiny footsteps ran inside. A whisper behind me said, "You took me home. Now this is your home too." I turned and saw a small silhouette in the hallway. A little girl-shaped shadow, limbs bent unnaturally, head twitching. Everything went black. I woke on the floor. Child-sized handprints covered the walls, and the doll sat on my chest, staring. I grabbed her and ran outside. I threw her into the river. I thought it was over. It wasn't. 2 days later, a package arrived. No name, no address. Inside was the doll. Dry, clean, eyes darker than before, dress folded neatly. A note sat beside her. You can't throw me away. I always come back to the ones who touched me. I moved to another city, another apartment, started a new life. But last night, I heard 3 slow knocks on my door, and outside my window, I saw a small silhouette watching me. If you hear knocks while watching this, or if you see something behind you in the reflection, don't look back. Annora never stops searching, and she always finds a new home. Maybe yours is next.